Yellowstone's final season is nowhere in sight at the moment. But you know who's making sure we're not dying from the lack of content? Luke Grimes. Here's what the Yellowstone star had to say about the final season. Luke Grimes comments about the final season. As much as everyone hates it, Yellowstone is gearing up for its final season. The second half of Season 5 is around the corner, and everyone's holding their breath to find out what will become of their favorite characters. Want to know why? Because mostly that means someone's dying. But you know who's not holding his breath? Luke Grimes, ladies and gentlemen. In an exclusive interview with People, Luke said that when it comes to his character, Casey Dutton on the show, hope doesn't happen. And he's right there. The directors have given him the boot one too many times, and now as Luke's filming the final season, he's simply learned to take it as it comes. We do know that his character is gonna be in the spotlight in the new season. The finale for Season 4 was simply crazy. There was a lot going on with Jamie killing his biological father, Garrett Randall, and Beth Dutton and Rip Wheeler tying the knot. And in the middle of all this chaos, Luke decided to make his epic return from his spiritual journey. Not sure how much introspection he managed to do in 4 days and 4 nights, but he's back and that's all that matters. The first part of Season 5 was even crazier, and if we're going by what Luke said, the second half is going to be a roller coaster as well. In an interview with Entertainment Tonight, the 39-year-old said that love and family and a lot of really juicy drama will drive the show's final episodes. As if we'd expect anything less from Yellowstone. Luke Grimes about his character in the final season. The actor also revealed some secrets about his character's fate in the final season. And if you belong to the Casey fan club, then congratulations because Luke brought some good news. In a featurette clip that appears on the Blu-ray and DVD release of Yellowstone Season 5 Part 1, Luke said that there are big things in store for Casey going forward. Like the rest of the fandom, Luke's well aware of the injustice the writers have put Casey through over the seasons. They had our guy going through all the stages of character development at a snail's pace. But judging from what Luke is saying, those days are about to be long behind us. He certainly got a lot of hopes up when he said that audiences can expect something different once the show returns. According to him, Casey hasn't evolved as much as one wanted him to. It's always, what do I choose? Where do I go? Where do I stand and where does my loyalty lie? For the rancher, he keeps switching between the Dutton legacy and his personal family, not to mention that he's trying to do everything at once, which is definitely not working. Of course, since this is coming from Grimes, there is weight to it. No one knows Casey better than Luke. He's been playing the character since the show first made its debut in 2018, but now new things are happening for our favorite horseman. From the very start, Casey has been in an impossible situation. As the last surviving legitimate son of Montana cattle rancher John Dutton, Casey has had an immense responsibility on his shoulders, and that's to take over the millions of acres of land. Up until the mid-season finale, it has been more or less a distant thing in the future that Casey could push to the back of his mind. But then, John asked him to take over the reins while he focused on his role as the Montana governor, and suddenly, Casey couldn't hide anymore. Unfortunately, Rip, John's second-in-command, couldn't step in since he had to deal with some business in Texas, forcing Casey to face his fears. Fortunately, this solves the character development problem for us, and Luke agrees. The actor said that this was a huge moment for Casey. It's his legacy we're talking about. Like the rest of the fandom, Grimes couldn't be more excited for this chapter in his character's life. Casey would have to step out of his comfort zone and take on a lot more than he's comfortable with if he plans to survive on the job. Luke's expecting to play a whole different side to him, and honestly, what more could any of us ask for? Grimes is excited to see what's in store for Casey's wife, Monica, as well, who's played by Kelsey Asby. He thinks the fact that Monica is willing to go to the ranch and do it one more time shows a new side of her. Kelsey's thoughts on the final season. Speaking of Kelsey, the 31-year-old has her own thoughts about the final season, and she's more or less singing the same tune as her co-star. She said the show's Season 5 will be an emotional ride for her, which makes sense because she's been on it for 6 years now. And get this, she knows how the show will end, except there's one tiny problem. She doesn't know how the super hit series gets there, but she believes in Taylor Sheridan. Kelsey believes he'll work his magic like always, so we can all sit back easy on that front. Has Yellowstone started filming? Since Luke seems like he's in a generous mood, he was also kind enough to provide us with an update regarding the filming of the final season. Unfortunately, he did not bring any good news. According to him, Paramount hasn't yet started filming for the second half of Season 5, given the writer's strike. And it doesn't look like they'll be doing it anytime soon either. Grimes said that if it weren't for the strike, they'd be very much filming right now. But the strike takes precedence over everything else in Luke's opinion. He added that the strike needs to be sorted, and only then will the network and the actors think about filming the new episodes. Luke's comments fall directly in line with what co-creator Taylor Sheridan announced back in June. The showrunner said he'd stop writing the show in solidarity with the ongoing strike. Guess you can put a pin in watching the show in November. The good news is that Yellowstone will be making its broadcast debut on September 17th, 2023. So you can live out the good old days as CBS will be airing Season 1 to Season 5 of the show. What else do we know about the last season? Other than that, we know that the second part of Season 5 will feature 6 episodes, making the last season the longest ever season of the series. That said, there's no trailer yet. No filming, no trailer. We do have a teaser, but it only features old footage, so no luck there. As far as the cast is concerned, all the big shots are coming back, including Kevin Costner, Kelly Riley, Wes Bentley, and Gil Birmingham. Josh Lucas, who graced our screens as young John Dutton in Season 3, will also be coming back in the final season, along with Kylie Rogers as young Beth and Kyle Red Silverstein as young Rip. We've also got some fresh faces in the crowd, including the likes of Kai Castor, who's playing a young cowboy named Rowdy, and Lainey Wilson, who's playing a musician named Abby. As far as the plot is concerned, well, based on what we last saw of the Duttons, Beth and Jamie are this close to killing each other. And John's new job isn't going all too well. He's about to be impeached. To make it worse, there's a deadly bacteria threatening cattle across the state. So like always, the Duttons will be dealing with a whole range of problems. Luke Grimes' new project. That being said, Yellowstone is a long time away right now, but it doesn't mean Grimes is lounging about in his apartment. Nope, the 50 Shades Darker star is all about his new project these days, Happiness for Beginners. The movie focuses on a 32-year-old woman, Helen Carpenter, who just got divorced and is convinced by her brother to take a wilderness survival course. During the retreat, she runs into Jack, who's played by Luke, and the two end up becoming more than partners. You can expect to see Grimes in a more dramatic and more intense setting. Luke's super excited about his new project. He's always wanted to do a romantic comedy, mostly because he thinks there's already enough bad stuff in the world. So when he read the script, it took him 1 second to decide that he wanted to do it. And lucky for him, he managed to grab the part without breaking a sweat, thanks to his love for nature. He's an outdoorsy guy, and it felt like just the right project for him. Let us know in the comments about what you think about Luke's new project and Yellowstone Season 5, and make sure to subscribe for more!